Most people say they're tired, but listen carefully. They're not tired. They're disconnected. Disconnected from purpose. Disconnected from discipline. Disconnected from the reason they wake up in the first place. Miyamoto Musashi never spoke about burnout the way modern people do. He didn't believe exhaustion came from doing too much. He believed exhaustion came from doing things that had no alignment with your inner path. You don't collapse because life is heavy. You collapse because you are dragging a life that doesn't belong to you. You wake up already tired because your soul knows something your mouth refuses to admit. You are living out of sync. Musashi taught that when the mind is divided, the body weakens. When intention is unclear, energy leaks. And most people today are leaking energy all day long, scrolling, pleasing, explaining, chasing validation, running from silence. They rest more, they sleep more, they escape more, and they get weaker. That's not rest, that's avoidance. A warrior does not rest to escape life. A warrior rests to sharpen focus. Musashi said the way is not found in comfort. The way is found in repetition, alignment, and ruthless self-honesty. Ask yourself this and don't lie. Why are you really tired? Is it because you work too hard? Or is it because you don't respect your own time? Is it because life demands too much? Or is it because you say yes to things that drain you? Is it because you're overwhelmed? Or is it because you refuse to choose a direction and commit to it? Indecision is exhausting. Living without a code is exhausting. Trying to be liked is exhausting. Musashi lived by one principle above all else: remove what is unnecessary. Most people add more noise, more opinions, more distractions, more emotional drama. Then they wonder why they're tired. You don't need motivation, you need subtraction. Cut the habits that weaken you. Cut the conversations that pull you into emotional chaos. Cut the identity that depends on external approval. A tired mind is a distracted mind. A distracted mind is an undisciplined mind. Musashi trained even when he didn't feel like it. Not because he loved suffering, but because he understood something modern people forgot. Discipline creates energy, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel strong to act strong. You act strong and strength follows. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your nervous system weakens. Every time you say tomorrow, your mind loses authority. Every time you avoid discomfort, your tolerance for life shrinks. And that shrinking, that's what you call exhaustion. Musashi warned against a scattered life. He said a warrior who chases many paths masters none and becomes mentally fragile. Look around. People today chase everything: money, attention, status, love, revenge, validation. No wonder they're drained. A warrior chooses one path and walks it fully. Not loudly, not emotionally, not impulsively, quietly, relentlessly, daily. You don't need a break from life. You need a break from pretending. Pretending you're okay with mediocrity. Pretending you don't want more. Pretending comfort won't kill your edge. Musashi believed the body follows the mind. If your mind is clear, the body endures. If your mind is chaotic, the body collapses. That's why some people work 14 hours and feel alive, and others work 6 hours and feel dead. Energy doesn't come from rest alone, it comes from meaning. When your actions align with your inner code, fatigue becomes secondary. Pain becomes information. Discomfort becomes sharpening. You stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start asking, "What must be done?" That question alone eliminates weakness. Musashi didn't negotiate with his emotions. He observed them and moved anyway. Modern people let emotions drive the vehicle. A warrior puts emotions in the back seat. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've been living without structure. Structure creates freedom, routine creates power, Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates energy. You don't need another motivational video. You need standards. Standards for how you wake up. Standards for how you train. Standards for what you tolerate. Standards for who gets access to you. Musashi said the ultimate victory is victory over oneself, not over enemies, not over circumstances, over comfort, over excuses, over the desire to quit when things get quiet and hard. This is where most people break, not in chaos, but in silence, when no one is watching, when motivation fades, when results are slow. That's where warriors are born. If you're tired good, it means something inside you is demanding alignment. Listen to it, don't numb it, don't escape it. Sharpen your life, because rest without direction makes you softer. But discipline with purpose makes you unstoppable. And this is only the beginning. Pain is not the enemy. Confusion is. Most people don't break because life is hard. They break because they don't understand why they're suffering. Musashi understood this early. He trained his body, but more importantly, he trained his relationship with pain. He didn't ask pain to leave. He asked it what it was trying to teach. Modern people panic when discomfort shows up. They assume something is wrong. A warrior assumes something is being forged. You feel tired because your mind has been trained to avoid friction. The moment resistance appears, your system wants relief. Relief is not strength. Relief is sedation. Musashi believed clarity creates endurance. When you know your path, pain becomes tolerable. When you don't, even small obstacles feel unbearable. That's why two people can experience the same hardship. One grows, the other collapses. It's not the weight, it's the meaning. A warrior doesn't ask, how do I escape this? A warrior asks, how do I stand correctly inside this? Posture matters mentally and physically. When your inner posture is weak, everything feels heavier. When your posture is aligned, your body adapts. Musashi taught that the mind must be placed where the body is, not in the future, not in fear, not in regret. Here, now, fully. Most people suffer twice, once in reality, once in imagination. They replay conversations, they fear outcomes that haven't happened, they resist the present moment. That resistance drains more energy than effort ever will. You're not exhausted from doing, you're exhausted from fighting reality. Musashi never fought reality. He studied it, adapted to it, moved with it. That's power. A scattered mind burns fuel fast. A focused mind conserves strength. This is why discipline isn't about control, it's about conservation. When you remove indecision, you remove fatigue. When you remove unnecessary emotion, you reclaim energy. When you stop negotiating with your impulses, your nervous system stabilizes. Stability is strength. Pain becomes unbearable when you make it personal. When you say, why is this happening to me? A warrior says, this is happening. What is my response? No drama, no identity attached. Just action. Musashi warned against emotional attachment to outcomes, not because he didn't care, but because attachment clouds judgment. Most people are tired because they're emotionally overinvested in things they can't control. They need approval, they need reassurance, they need results now. That neediness is draining. A warrior commits to the process, not the applause. You don't need to feel confident to move forward. Confidence is built through correct repetition. Every disciplined action deposits trust into your system. Every avoided action withdraws it. Eventually, your body remembers who's in charge. That's when fatigue changes texture. It stops being draining. It becomes sharp, clean, purposeful. Musashi trained until his body obeyed without discussion. Not because he was extreme, but because he understood that hesitation is costly. Hesitation drains more energy than effort. The mind that debates every step is a tired mind. The mind that decides once and executes is calm. Calm is power. You don't need to eliminate pain. You need to eliminate chaos. Chaos in your sleep. Chaos in your schedule. Chaos in your relationships. Chaos in your thoughts. Musashi lived simply because simplicity sharpens perception. Look at your life. How much of your exhaustion comes from things that don't matter? Arguments that go nowhere? People who drain you? Habits that numb you? Cut them, not emotionally, strategically. A warrior doesn't hate distractions. He ignores them. And here's the truth most people avoid: you're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're not doing what matters. When purpose is absent, effort feels pointless. When purpose is present, effort feels honorable. That's the difference between burnout and training. Musashi saw life as a path of refinement. Each challenge was an opportunity to remove weakness. Not weakness of body, weakness of mind. Complaining weakens the mind. Avoidance weakens the mind. Self-pity weakens the mind. Responsibility strengthens it. When you take full responsibility for your state, energy returns, because now your system knows there is a commander again, and a system without leadership collapses. Your exhaustion is a message, not a sentence. It's telling you to align, to simplify, to commit, to stop living half in and half out. This path isn't loud, it's not glamorous, it's not comfortable, but it is clean. And clean living creates clean energy. You don't need to be inspired, you need to be ordered, because when your inner world is ordered, the outer weight becomes manageable. And once again, this is still not the end. Musashi believed the greatest battle is invisible. No swords, no noise, no audience. It's the battle between impulse and principle. Most people lose energy not in action but in reaction. They react to words. They react to moods. They react to disrespect, delay, disappointment. Reaction is expensive. It drains power instantly. A warrior responds deliberately. Emotional detachment is not coldness. It is clarity. Musashi detached not because he lacked feeling, but because he refused to be controlled by it. When emotion leads, discipline follows late or not at all. Look closely at your exhaustion. How much of it comes from emotional turbulence? Caring too much about how you're perceived, replaying conversations, needing closure, waiting for apologies that may never come. That mental noise keeps your nervous system in fight mode. No recovery. No stillness, no strength. Musashi trained himself to observe emotions the way one observes weather. Clouds pass, storms end. You don't chase the clouds. You don't argue with the rain. You continue the path. This is dominance, not over others, over the self. A mind that stays steady under pressure becomes terrifyingly effective. Most people look strong when things go well. Warriors are revealed when things don't. Silence is one of Musashi's most underestimated teachings. Not silence as withdrawal, silence as discipline. When you stop explaining yourself, energy returns. When you stop defending your choices, clarity sharpens. When you stop announcing your plans, focus deepens, noise leaks power. Musashi moved quietly, he let outcomes speak. Consistency done in silence builds an internal authority that no external chaos can shake. You don't need to prove you're disciplined, you need to be disciplined, and here's what breaks people: consistency is boring. No dopamine, no applause, no instant reward, just repetition. Most people quit here, not because it's hard, but because it's dull. The warrior understands boredom is a test of seriousness. If you can show up without excitement, you're dangerous. Musashi mastered the ordinary: daily training, daily refinement, daily attention, not once, not when motivated, every day. Emotional detachment protects consistency, because when you're detached, you don't stop when you feel off. You don't negotiate with moods. You execute, that's why discipline eventually feels light. The mind stops arguing, the body stops resisting, the system aligns, you stop asking, do I feel like it? And start moving automatically toward what you've chosen. Choice eliminates fatigue. Decision fatigue is real and most people drown in it. What should I do? When should I start? What if I fail? A warrior decides once, then commits. Musashi warned against hesitation because hesitation fractures intent. Fractured intent feels like exhaustion. Clear intent feels like calm, and calm is not weakness. Calm is readiness. Emotional detachment also means letting go of outcomes. You do the work. You release the result. Needing a specific outcome creates tension. Tension drains energy. A warrior focuses on form, not reward. You don't train to feel good. You train to be correct. Correct action produces confidence over time. And here's the harsh truth: if you're constantly exhausted, your life lacks a dominant priority. Everything feels heavy when everything matters. Musashi had one path, one craft, one standard. Modern people juggle 10 identities and master none. Be selective. Choose one direction that demands your respect. Let everything else become secondary. This alone restores energy, because now your effort is concentrated. A scattered force is weak. A focused force is unstoppable. Detachment also means accepting loneliness. The disciplined path is quiet. Fewer people understand it. Fewer people walk it. But loneliness with alignment is lighter than company with compromise. Musashi walked alone often, not because he was isolated, but because he was committed. Commitment costs comfort, but it pays in power. When you stop emotionally clinging to people, moods, outcomes, your system stabilizes. Stability creates endurance. Endurance creates confidence. And confidence doesn't shout, it stands. This is the stage where your tiredness begins to disappear, not because life gets easier, but because you get solid, unmovable. You no longer collapse when things don't go your way. You adjust, you continue. That's mental dominance. And now, there's only one thing left. Musashi did not chase energy. He built a life that generated it. Exhaustion ends when your identity becomes disciplined, not when life gets easier, not when people change, not when motivation appears, when you become structured. Musashi lived by a personal code, not written for applause, not explained to others. A code removes negotiation. When you know who you are, you stop wasting energy deciding how to act. Most people are tired because they improvise their life every day. They wake up and ask, what do I feel like doing? That question alone drains them. A warrior wakes up and asks, what is required? No emotion, no debate, just execution. Your code should govern how you wake up, how you train, how you speak, how you handle disrespect, how you handle boredom, how you handle pain. When these are pre-decided, energy stabilizes. Musashi believed mastery of life came from consistency in small things, not intensity, not bursts, daily correctness. You don't need extreme discipline. You need non-negotiable discipline. Sleep at a set time, train whether you want to or not, work with focus, not urgency, eat to support strength, not emotion, speak less, observe more. Simplicity is not weakness. It is refinement. Refinement removes friction. Friction is what drains you. Most exhaustion comes from inner contradiction. Saying one thing, doing another, wanting growth, choosing comfort, desiring strength, avoiding resistance. Resolve the contradiction, energy returns. Musashi warned that a life without a path leads to decay, not physically, mentally. Drift makes people tired. Direction makes people durable. You don't need passion. Passion fades, you need duty. Duty carries you when feeling disappears. A disciplined identity doesn't depend on mood. It operates regardless. This is why warriors age differently. They don't burn out. They harden, not bitter, solid. Your environment matters. Remove what weakens you. Constant noise, cheap pleasure, endless consumption. People who mock discipline. Build an environment that supports silence, focus, and repetition. Your nervous system adapts to what surrounds it. A chaotic environment creates a tired mind. An ordered environment creates calm strength. Musashi treated life like training. Every interaction was practice. Every setback was instruction. Every day was refinement. That mindset removes victimhood. Nothing happens to you. Everything trains you, and training doesn't exhaust, it sharpens. The final truth is this: you were never meant to live comfortably. You were meant to live correctly. Comfort numbs, correctness energizes. When your actions align with your values, your body cooperates. When they don't, your body resists. That resistance is exhaustion. Build a life you respect. Fatigue loses its grip. Stop chasing rest. Start building order. Stop asking for ease. Start demanding alignment. This is the way Musashi lived. This is the way warriors live. Quiet, disciplined, unshakable. And when others ask how you have so much energy, you won't explain. You'll just keep moving.